Today we're using our hands. Well, every time we come in the sewing room, but today it's tips with hands. Of course, everyone has their own way of doing things, of holding things or moving things with their hands, and this might be a bit obvious, all these tips, but I thought that sometimes you don't realize how to hold things or pull things until you see it. So today we're going to do give some tips on how to do these things. They might be obvious or not, so stay with me and see how I do things and tell me how you do things. And if you're new around here, my name is Irene. I upload twice a week talking about sewing, upcycling, mending, everything really. So consider subscribing if you like these kind of videos, and you can also follow me on Instagram. And of course, this video will be much nicer with someone who takes care of their hands and not bite every single bit of nail around. But I'm very nervous. I'm a very nervous person, so I'm working on it every day, but let's see. If you have tips for that, I'm all ears. My mom just bought me one of those nail polish things that are really bitter. I'm going to apply them later. But we're dealing with fantastic hair day, so don't complain. Little disclaimer here, all of these tips are because now with the sewing lessons I have, I'm realizing what people find difficult while managing placing the fabric and their hands with pins and needles and things like that. So it's tips I'm giving to them, so I thought to make a video about this. And the first one is to measure your fabric, and here there are two tips. The first one is that when you measure your fabric, here is because I have a measuring tape on the sewing table, so it's easier to work with. But what you need to know is that you're just going to place your finger right where you're measuring, and then you can let go of the rest, because some people keep holding all of the fabric and try to stretch their arms, and there's no need. You just get to a point, let go, and that's the one you're holding, and then you keep on measuring, or you don't even let go of your fabric and you keep it in your hand. And the other one is that when you have your measuring tape, your loose measuring tape, of course, is that when you're measuring, try to hold your fabric with these two fingers, because that way you don't lose it, and you can keep measuring like this and you're still holding your fabric, because some people let go of the fabric and then try to catch it like this, and it's much more difficult. And Boleyn is going to help us with the next example, as well as the measuring tape, because I'm just working with it. This is very obvious, but I measure halves with the measuring tape just by folding it. If you, for example, are measuring this bit here because you want to make a blouse and you need this measurement, and it's, for example, 89, and you don't want to be calculating anything, you can just fold this in half, and that way you just get your measurement. That easy. It's quite obvious, isn't it? Now let's go with scissors. And one thing I do when I'm going to cut fabric that is folded is that I place my hand firmly so the fabrics don't move. And another thing is that I put tension with my scissor, I pull from my hand, I pull away from my hand, so the cut is even. If you don't do this, maybe you move your hand one way or the other and the cut is not straight. But by pulling, what you're doing is that you're forcing the fabric, you're creating this nice, clean, sharp edge, and both are going to look the same. All of this when you're cutting on your table, but if you want to cut a little detail here on air, you need some more precision, and that is given by your ring finger. And what I do is that I use it, so I guide my scissor, the lower blade of my scissor is placed on my finger like so, and this way I don't lose the line I want to cut. It stays there, and it's really useful because you can cut a straight line as opposed as if you just try to do it like this. It's much more difficult, in my opinion. I don't know if anyone does it, but this is something that I always do. And another thing, another little tip is when you cut things like that, try to make tension with your fingers. Make this little tension, this scissor sort of style with your fingers, and this way you can cut with more precision. And another thing I've realized some people have problems with is pins. And another thing I've realized people have problems with is pins. I have my fabric here folded so you can see, and one thing I always do is that I always make a lot of tension with my left hand and with my fingers, so everything is easier to work with. So what I do is that I have my tension, and then with my pin I place the pin, I put it in, I push it in, I have it with both fabrics now, and again with my ring finger behind I push it up. So I'm not pushing it, I'm just making it go flat so I can push it back in again, and that way it's easy, it's not difficult that it goes in. I always do that, and you can even when your ring finger on the back places it back against the fabric, you can make this little wave so it goes easier in. It's quite easy. It always works, and you make sure that you're getting both fabrics, and you can work really fast like this. And of course, there are some tips about handling your fabric at the sewing machine. Hair fixing. So the first thing is that you need tension for your fabric to go straight and to not move. And this handling here, trying to hold your fabric here on air, is not nice at all, and it can result on moving and not a straight seam. So what you need to do, apart from having a look at the lines here so you go straight, is to go down. Just place it down so it has the tension of the shape of the sewing machine, and this way it's going to go straight, because if you hold it here it has no other way to go. If you don't move your hand, it's going to go straight. There's no other option. And this might be a bit obvious, and of course it depends on your likings. If you are left-handed, I'm not sure why, but I've seen people doing it the other way, and I think it's a bit more complicated. Here on this side of the sewing machine on the left, you have all the room in the world, and is where your fabric is going to be, and you have a lot of place of handling, and if something happens you can take your hand away quickly. And this is where you hold your fabric while you feed your machine. However, I've seen people doing it the other way around, putting their right hand inside the machine like this, and holding the one that fits the machine with the left hand. It's not ideal because here you don't have any movement, and you can't hold your fabric properly, and if something happens you're a bit more trapped. So it's better this way, really. So let me know how you do it. And what happens if we want to sew a curve? A corner is quite easy because you just get to the corner, leave your needle in, lift the presser foot and turn around. But what happens if what we need is a curve? We're going to use our left hand to move our fabric in a way that we are turning our fabric, we are pivoting our fabric at the same time that we are sewing. We're going to sew slowly and then try to do that. Just move your hand to fit your fabric while pivoting. Y un tema curioso es el del dedal. El del dedal, mami. El del pedal. And one thing that might be really obvious, especially if you drive, but some people do, is that I've seen people just pressing the pedal with the tip of their toes, which is quite risky because you don't have any control at all. It's like when you're driving, you need to place your heel down, and then that's how you press, with your whole foot, not with the tip. With the tip, you can just run around like crazy. You need the control of your whole foot, so make sure you put your heel on the floor and place your whole foot on the pedal so you have control of what you're doing, and when you drive as well. And another obvious tip is when you thread your sewing machine, just do it easily by when you thread, you just need to keep your thread there with the same finger you've threaded, with your index finger. Just hold it there so your left hand can come in and pull it and take it inside the presser foot and back. This way you're not making any knots or any weird movements, any dances around the needle that are going to make knots, and you're going to break the thread as soon as you start sewing. Well, I don't know how many tips I've made because, well, I don't know how many tips I ended up making because I didn't count them. But let me know what you thought. I know they might seem obvious, especially because when you've been sewing for a while, you do things just without thinking about it. And what the sewing lessons have taught me is that sometimes you have to find a way to explain obvious things and find the reasons why you do it this way, and know how the person who doesn't know or who hasn't sewn ever is doing it. So let me know what you thought. Let me know other tips you have, and don't forget to subscribe, hype, share, whatever you can do, because it helps the channel a lot. And I'll see you around. Bye. Hola, hola. Hello, hello.